Hello everyone, welcome to Topper IS. So as part of our daily series, actually we are, in last two videos, we are dealing with, foreign exports. So initially what was in news that India achieving the highest quarterly export growth, about $90 billion. Then we went through foreign trade policy of India, 2015 to 2020, a certain major important points of the provisions under this policy. Then we have also seen a certain issues which have cropped up in the process, particularly with respect to US WTO trade dispute settlement issue. Okay, and with respect to we also seen foreign trade, free trade agreements. So India's issues related to free trade agreements. So now, so if at all a new foreign trade policy comes, what should be areas it should look for, and not only policy as a general thing. If at all you want to improve the exports, right? So certain areas need to be focused. Okay. So in today's video, we will look into what are all the areas that needs to be addressed. Okay. That needs to be improved upon. So let's get started. So first one is with respect to WTO compliant tax incentives. So we know merchandise exports from India scheme and services exports from India scheme. So WTO ruled that these are violative of WTO trade rules. Okay, so India should stop providing tax incentives under these schemes. So there comes a uncertainty whether India will come provide for these kind of benefits in the future. So to this end, government has already announced remission of duties or taxes on export product scheme. Okay, it has already announced this, which is replacing merchandise exports from India scheme. But rates and conditions for a new scheme are yet to be announced. So you come out with tax incentives which will be in compliance with the WTO rules rather than violative of this. So in future also the rules that you tax incentive that you do should be in compliance with WTO measures. Okay, it does not mean that you stop your providing incentives. You do provide in compliance with the WTO rules. So that needs to be taken into consideration. Then easy credit access. So MSMEs are major units of engines of growth actually, and one of the among many things, the main hurdle that MSMEs face is lack of access to credit. Okay, so a long-standing demand of exporters, especially MSMEs, is access to credit. So why this demand? Because formal financial institutions like banks are reluctant to lend to MSMEs. Why they are reluctant? Because of lack of adequate collateral. So whenever you need take a loan, collateral is necessary as a guarantee, right? So lack of collateral, so MSMEs are not getting the finance. So do come out with the schemes that finances the MSMEs. So policy can help up open up alternative credit revenues. So you come out with different schemes in financing MSMEs. Okay, because you see now government comes up with a number of schemes like Startup India scheme and Stand Up India scheme, right? Providing financial support to entrepreneurs. So in the same way, you can come out with the schemes that provides financial support to MSMEs. Okay. So credit, seeing that MSMEs get access to credit should be the focus. Okay, to boost the exports. Then other infrastructure upgrade. So infrastructure is the core of economic activity. It means essential for the improved economic activities. So one reason why China is a manufacturing and export powerhouse is because of its network of ports, highways, and high-speed trains, which are among the best in the world. So India needs to learn from its neighbor and improve its, not that well-developed infrastructure by upgrading ports, warehouses, quality testing, and certification centers, building new ones. So different schemes are there in the Sagarmala project and all those stuff. So this effort should continue. Okay, so upgrading infrastructure should always be the priority of the policy. Then other areas that needs to be taken into account is, so go for less subsidy but more support. So subsidizing the things, tax incentives are fine, but go for other kind of support as well. So government support in the form of skill development programs and technological upgradation rather than subsidy would help them become more competitive, right? So upgrading the skills of the manpower, technological upgradation will obviously make them more competitive with their rivals. Okay. So in terms of quality or in terms of the cost of the product, so they will be more competitive vis-a-vis other products. So particularly sectors like pharmaceuticals, biotechnology, and medical devices are some sectors which will definitely benefit from upskilling. Okay. And even incentivize the research and development. You know, the innovation is very important. And to have innovation, research and development is a must. Okay. So you incentivize research and development, then it will lead to innovation, new products. So new products obviously need to, greater, exports and all those stuff. And given an example, like on the technology front, amended technology upgradation fund scheme. So this scheme actually facilitates improvement in investment, productivity, quality, and exports in textile industry. Okay, so such kind of scheme can be replicated in other sectors as well, is what it is saying. Okay. Then we have other areas of focus like tax breaks. So tax breaks in the sense, you provide a certain, the lower amount of taxes. So a certain time you weigh the taxes also. So that we refer is that tax breaks. So if India were to do away with subsidies, exporters would still need some form of government support, right? So easier and lower taxes are the way of filling this gap. So you reduce your tax rates. Okay, that is what the meaning of tax breaks. Then digitization and e-commerce. So with COVID-19, you already know our traditional supply chains were all disrupted, right? So now you need to go for digitization, modern trade practices. So digitization and e-commerce are the two ways to go about this. And digitization can start with making common import and export process paperless. So basic thing, you go on to higher level. Okay. Then another area, creating awareness about exports is equally important. See, most of the Indian exporters do not have, uh, not they lack the trade opportunities. Why? Because of their lack of awareness. They are not aware of the, a number of opportunities they are going to get in global market. Okay, so the trade policy can make provisions such as having a workshops, creating awareness programs that can educate and inform these traders about the international laws, standards, global markets, and intellectual property rights. So creating awareness will also go in a long way. Okay, so that should also be the focus of the policy. So these are the certain areas a policy should take into account before coming out with a new foreign trade policy. So that's it for today. You can download the PDF of this document in the link that is shared below, and do download Paparize Institute app so that you get access to n number of such videos that will help you in your UPSC preparation. Thank you.